Hey gamers, I am Snack7. How are we all doing, guys? This is the slightly delayed next addition to my ntsc Super Nintendo collection. This is video number 4 and we're on the category D. So I've got 8 games I'm going to try and squeeze into this video for you. If I can't, then I'll just roll them over into the next video. So let's crack on, guys, and let's look at game number 1. Now this game came out in 1991. Rarity wise, 7 out of 12, so it's quite a rare little gem of a title, and a nice side-scrolling action platformer. And it is Doom Troopers. Really nice condition. Minimal shelf wear. Obviously on the corners per usual, but there's not much you can do about that sometimes. But you know, overall game really plays well. Got a funny style of graphics. They've tried to make the characters look very realistic on the obviously in-game graphics. And it's very gory as well. Obviously, when you're blasting the characters, there's blood spurting everywhere, sort of thing. So, never really heard of this game up until I watched a video of obviously Pete Snes, and he mentioned that he was after this game. So I checked out the game footage, and I was straight on eBay, and I bought one straight away. No hesitation. I'm not disappointed. It is a very good game. Very gory and very difficult as per usual. But there you go. That is Doom Troopers. Right, now the next game is a shoot 'em up or a shmup, whatever you want to call them. Now I've never really followed this series of shoot 'em ups. I've only ever played another edition of this on the Mega Drive, and this came out in 1991 also. And the rarity of this one is a 6 out of 12, so it's not a bad in rareness. And it is Darius Twin, and as you can see, this is in very nice condition as per usual. But as I say, the series of games I've never really followed because they're obviously on multiple systems, but as I say, I played the Mega Drive version, and this one is obviously you played one Darius, you're playing them all, you know, they're all technically kind of the same style of gameplay and game, but very difficult, graphically quite good for the system itself, but I can't really tell you much about it apart from that, because I don't know, I've played it, but I've not overly played it. You know, I'm not a massive shoot 'em up fanatic. But very happy to still have it in the collection, no two ways about it. Because I've got about 3 or 4 shooters in the collection so far. But there, guys, is a short, brief talk about Darius Twin. Right, now this one, as soon as I've talked about it, I'm going to put it back in the sleeve. And here is the sleeve. Right, this is for you, Pete. Now this is technically the gem of my a game in my collection, one of them without a doubt. Now this beast came out in 1991, and I bought this technically when it came out, and I never got rid of it. And it's one of the happiest feelings to know that I'd never ever got rid of this game, and the condition it's in is just outstanding, to be honest. And the game is Demon's Crest, and you can just see there is not one blemish on this game whatsoever. It is absolutely in pristine condition, not a mark, and there you have it. Back in its box, that's where it belongs. But the game itself, fantastic game. Obviously a spin-off from the Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins series. Obviously the main character being Firebrand, set up in his own adventure. Very good side-scrolling platform game. Tons to find, multiple endings. The game is just so much playability. It's untrue. It's an absolute gem of a title. And if anybody's lucky enough to be able to pick this up, whether you get it boxed or whether you get it just cartridge, it's worth a purchase, because the play value alone for this game is just absolutely outstanding. Fantastic game. Rarity of this one, 9 out of 12, say no more. But boy am I happy to have this in the collection, believe me. This is a stunning game. One of my favourites easily in my collection. But very advisable if anybody who's anybody is a Super Nintendo fan and you want to play a good game, get this in the collection. Absolutely fantastic. So there you have it. One time only. It's Demon's Crest. Back in its case. Now, next one. Next one came out in 1994. And the rarity on this one is 6 out of 12. So it's not a bad game in rareness yet again. Now, it's a Sunsoft game, and they don't make brilliant games, but you know, you can get the odd couple. And now I like this game. Obviously, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it is quite difficult to get alt of complete. And it is Death and Return of Superman, and this is in relatively, really, you know, decent condition. As I say, yet again, minimal shelfware, but very, very happy with the condition of this one overall. Game itself, graphically average. It's okay. I've played worse beat 'em ups, put it that way, but I like the spin on it. Obviously, Superman dies, and then you take over, and then you play 4 scenarios of 4 different types of Superman, which is obviously the Cyborg Superman, the Eradicator Superman, the Man of Steel Superman, and Superboy. Obviously through, I think it's 10 levels. I think. Yeah, 10 levels. So you know what I mean. In all, not a bad side-scrolling beat 'em up. I liked it. Not everybody's cup of tea, but as I say, one for the side-scrolling beat 'em up fans without a doubt. An absolute cracker of a game, I personally think anyway. But happy to have that because, as I say, trying to find that complete in a really good condition box isn't easy. So there you go, guys. That's the next one. That's the Death and Return of Superman. Now the next lot are a trilogy of games, and probably Pete's going to be upset because I've got a Player's Choice edition. Now, I don't really care about the Player's Choice in terms of, you know, if I've got the game and it's in wicked condition, I'm happy. I've got 3 Player's Choice games in there, and you know, I don't care. I love the game as is, and I'm glad I've got it in the condition that it's in. And to be honest, I got this mega cheap. I paid £20 for this, so I'm not going to argue. But the next game in the collection, this came out in 1994. Rarity on this one is 6 out of 12, so it's quite rare. And this one could give some money nowadays. And this is Donkey Kong Country. Obviously, Player's Choice. Doesn't really bother me. I'm just very, very happy to have it. And the condition of this one is absolutely spanking. I mean, there's not one single mark on this whatsoever. Absolutely superb. Definitely a must for any Super Nintendo collector to have this in their collection. It's an absolutely outstanding platforming game. Brilliant, full stop. But I say cheap as chips. The only one I'm going to talk about price on this one, because I say I paid 20 quid brand new, sealed. So I'm not going to argue for, you know, for a copy of this for 20 quid. But absolutely superb game, in absolutely mint condition. True classic. If you haven't got it, go get it. And there's Donkey Kong Country. Right, so you obviously know what the next one's going to be. This one is obviously the next in the instalment. This one came out in 1995, a year later, and this is Donkey Kong Country 2. And this is Diddy's Quest. And this one's the black box edition. And this is in relatively good condition. Slight shelf wear, yet again, but I'm not too fussed about it because I've got it boxed and complete. Rarity of this one is 4 out of 12, so this one isn't as rare, which I'm quite surprised about, to be honest. But obviously, more of the same. This time round, you are Diddy and you are Dixie Kong, I think, also helps you in this one. So, not played this one, to be honest. I played a couple of levels and I left it and never gone back to it, which is kind of weird because I love the first one. So, but difficulty of these games can be tough, especially the latter one. But as I say, absolutely happy to have this in the collection. Yeah, shelfware, but condition overall superb. But there's the next one, guys. That is Donkey Kong Country 2, and that's Diddy Kong's Quest. Right, the next one God, I'm going through these faster now. I should be able to get them all in. Is obviously the third in the trilogy, and it's Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This one came out in 1996. Rarity on this one is a 5 out of 12, so it's slightly rarer than the its sequel. But this one in really, really nice condition. Slight shelf wear, but you know, I'm not complaining. But yet again, this game is another great platforming game to the Donkey Kong collection. Quite difficult this one is, though, I have to admit. This one is really difficult. But yet the graphics still superb through the whole series of games on the Super Nintendo. Absolute classic. But I'd say this one was probably the hardest of the three, without a doubt. But very happy to have that. And there is Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. And it looks like we're going to do it, guys. We're going to get all 8 games in, which is good. I'm happy about that. Now, this one you've seen before. I picked this up a couple of months ago. I originally had this on the Famicom, Super Famicom, but I wanted the American copy. But the next game and the last game in this little section is Donald Duck, Mary Mullard, Cold Shadow. God, get it right. Obviously, I showed you this. The box is absolutely pristine on this one. Not a blemish, not a mark on this one. Well chuffed with this one. But the game itself, absolutely top platformer. This one come out. This is a late release. This is 1996 again. Late release title. Rarity on this one is 4 out of 12, so it's not overly rare. But I haven't come across many of these ever since I started looking for it, so it's quite. I find it quite difficult to find box to complete in this condition anyway. But as I say, game brilliantly fast-paced action platforming game. Quite a little tough game as well, to be honest with you. Got to about the 6th level. Thing about this is you've got to earn your continues, and you've got a bonus stage to earn your continues. If you don't do the bonus stage, you don't get any continues. That is the rough part about it. So you know, you've really got to put effort into playing this game. But there you go, guys. That's the final game of the D category for the Super Nintendo collection. So E, yep, we're on E next, and I don't know how many's in E. I'll have to get back onto that one. But anyway, that's it, guys. That is all 8 games in the D category for the Super Nintendo collection. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. More to come. I've got a couple of more videos next week. I picked up some nice next gen stuff, PS4, PS3, and I've also got a whopper of a bargain off of YouTube, which I'm going to show you probably the weekend. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as per usual, and as always, I am CyberSnake7. Keep playing and keep watching.